Hi, I'm Matthew Trotter, I'm 17 years old, and I, like many people in this world, am autistic. In my opinion, when people say that someone is autistic, I believe most people probably think about some medical condition that hinders people's ability to enjoy a happy life. Whilst this is true to some degree, I feel like this is not fully correct. Personally, it helps me feel like there is a reason for my behaviours, and it feels like it's a part of my identity. However, when I look at documentaries and TV shows that cover autism, it always seems like they don't talk about the full picture. For instance, media products rarely talk about support. No one has brought up how autism is portrayed in media, and no one talks about how the law affects autism. So today, I want to give people an insight into what autism is, how it affects people, how people with autism are portrayed in media, the laws that protect autistic people from discrimination, and how they can be supported. This is my life. This is Life with Autism. When most people find out that they or a family member is autistic, some people might have a lot of questions, such as, what is autism? Is it bad? How is this going to impact our lives? The truth is, autism is a lifelong developmental disability that affects how people perceive the world and interact with others. Whilst every case is different, people with autism deal with certain challenges. They include struggling with social communication and interaction, which can result in autistic people not picking up on social cues and accidentally coming across as rude.
Did you make this taste bad so Dad would lose weight?
Constantly engaging in repetitive behaviour, like doing something the same way over and over again, or following a certain routine every day. Having highly focused interests. These can change over time or be lifelong. Personally, I am highly interested in anime. The art style is incredible and the stories can be quite interesting. Being under or oversensitive to sounds, lights, colours, pains, etc. How strong these symptoms are varies from person to person. Some people may be mildly autistic and perfectly capable of living a normal life. However, some people may be severely autistic and need health care their entire life. The exact cause of autism is unknown. However, the National Autistic Society state that research suggests that a combination of factors, genetic and environmental, may account for differences in development. Unsurprisingly, I am not the only person with autism. According to the National Autistic Society, there are around 700,000 autistic people in the UK. Man, that's a lot of people to help. Another interesting fact is that researchers found that the male to female ratio of those with autism was near 3:1. This means that autism affects a lot more males than females. No one knows why this is the case. However, some theories suggest it could be a range of biological factors. Some suggest the autism assessment tools are based on male characteristics, and that the autism assessment should be modified accordingly. Personally, I don't believe any of these theories. In my opinion, I think that there are many media products that showcase what life is like for people with autism. However, I generally feel like most media products aren't completely accurate in their portrayal of autism. This is because shows like The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon generally use autism for comedic purposes. For example, Sheldon accidentally being rude to his friends.
How's that?
I feel like I'm being strangled by a boa constrictor.
Even shows like Atypical, which do a decent job of showcasing what autism is like, also uses autism for comedic purposes. Exhibit A, Sam, the main character, creates a list of all the pros and cons about a girl called Paige to determine if he likes her. While these scenes make me laugh and cringe, when I think about how autism is portrayed in these scenes, I can't help but feel like it's a dig at how people with autism don't fully understand social communication and interaction. Still, even though media can be a bit insensitive with their portrayal of autism, shows like Atypical get one thing right in my opinion. They showcase the struggles and traits of autistic people, such as how Sam is highly interested in penguins and doesn't like loud noises. This makes me feel like the show is relatable to people with autism, since it shows people like me that if this guy can do it, then so can we. Sadly, people with autism face a lot of discrimination, just like everyone else. However, the government have introduced laws and acts of parliament that aim to protect autistic people from being subjected to discrimination. For example, the Equality Act 2010. This act helps to ensure that discrimination relating to gender, race, age, and disability can be taken to court. In addition, it also makes sure that enough support is put in place to help autistic students achieve their full potential. Another act that has helped reduce discrimination is the Autism Act 2009. This act ensures that the government, local authorities, and NHS have an autism strategy that can be easily accessed by adults with autism. What's interesting about this act is that this is the only disability-specific legislation, which means that the government do take autism seriously. To help autistic people live a good life, the government have a support network that aims to give autistic people the support they need. For example, PIP. PIP, or Personal Independent Payment, is a type of financial support that helps disabled people with the additional costs their disability brings them. PIP is split into two different elements, personal care and transport. To be awarded PIP, you must undergo an assessment to see how your disability impacts you on these two elements. After the assessment, you are awarded a level of PIP appropriate to the level of support you need. From personal experience, it's like doing a questionnaire. Now, with regards to education, a student can apply for an Education Healthcare Plan, or EHCP for short. An EHCP is a plan that helps children up to the age of 25 with their education. To get an EHCP, parents must ask their local authority to carry out an assessment. If the EHCP is agreed, the student gets the appropriate support they need, which is reviewed and updated every year until the student is 25 years old. From personal experience, I've found EHCPs to be quite helpful, since it provided me with a TA who helped me when I was struggling in class. After hearing how this disability affects people, the challenges autistic people face, and the support they get, some people might think that autistic people can only do so much. However, they would be fools to underestimate someone with autism. For example, Susan Boyle, a singer who became internationally famous thanks to Britain's Got Talent, was autistic. Other examples of famous autistic people include Anne Hegarty, one of the chasers on The Chase, Dan Aykroyd, the guy who invented Ghostbusters and sang the song Everybody Needs Somebody to Love in The Blues Brothers, Christopher Gary Packham, one of the presenters of Springwatch and its autumn and winter counterparts. As you can see, autism does not mean you can't be successful. We're just ordinary people who take a different approach to life. I hope you enjoyed this documentary and learned something about autism. Thanks for watching. Now if you'll excuse me, I've got homework to do.